Assuming that it is ratified, which I presume it will be, by a sufficient number of countries, and it becomes binding, it will not automatically create marine protected areas. But there is one positive thing, which is it's not necessary anymore to have a total consensus. In other words, all countries concerned have to agree. It's sufficient to have a supermajority. I don't know exactly how much. Let's assume 2/3 or something, a qualified supermajority, to decide to protect a part of the ocean. For example, to connect two previous marine protected areas with a corridor that would also be protected. There is presently only one marine protected area in the High Seas, that is the Ross Sea, where Russia, China, the US and other countries agreed on a marine protected area for 35 years. We don't know what happens then. But it will be under the new legislation, then under the new treaty, it will be possible for a group of countries in some region of the world to decide to close part of the high seas. And that is certainly a positive development. I expect a few countries will seize the opportunity that it offers. For example, in the Pacific, a few small island states will agree to close part of the high seas that are between the exclusive economic zone to prevent some foreign distant water fleet to empty the water in these various areas between the exclusive economic zone of these countries. That will be the first candidate for marine protected areas, I'm sure. And I can imagine some other countries making use of this, but my guess is that the Pacific would be the first place where marine protected areas in the high sea will emerge. So the question of enforcing is a problem, because the high seas has no army and no navy. But generally the law of the sea, the UNCLOS, the law of the sea as existing now, is generally accepted. There are a few countries that don't respect EEZ, that have not ratified. The US is one, China is another one that doesn't respect EEZ, only in the South China Sea, but still enough. But most countries respect exclusive economic zones, and that was a major achievement. And it could well be that this new treaty is also respected, even though it has no army and no police. Imperfect as they are, they make clear, or they hint at least, of the fact that we are on this planet, we are forced to cooperate. And the only way to come to an agreement is to peacefully discuss the issue at hand, instead of forcing their way, forcing things through violence or attack on the neighbors and so on. There are countries that still believe that it is the way to go. This is the way it went before World War II, and the Middle East, for example. This was incessant warfare between the Europeans and other countries, within Europe and between other countries also, other places in the world. The empires were always at war with each other, and basically these treaties demonstrate that there is a way to resolve issues that is different from that attack, counter-attack, warfare, and so on. And in the long run, if we don't accept these rules, revert to to military means, we will destroy ourselves.